Joining me right now is Republican strategist Mercedes Schlapp and Democratic strategist John Rowley. Mercedes, starting with you, what do you think here? You think Donald Trump is onto something? And regardless, is he onto something with voters in that this really catches their imagination, frustrates them, and they want change when it comes to our broken borders?
Sure. Trish, I've followed this immigration issue for years already, and there is this sense of frustration from our border agents, and I think from the American voters. Clearly, this was the Obama administration they have said the border is secure. Yet when you dig deeper, you start to realize, and this is Department of Homeland Security, they did not release this report. This is a report that the AP was able to get a hold of that basically said, it's half of these people that are not being caught. And secondly, the mere fact that Obama is not deporting these individuals, and you also have that immigration cases at some points are not even being heard till 2023. That means close to 7 years from now. It is clear that this is a broken system, that we cannot enforce our immigration laws, and it sends a signal to the rest of the world that, guess what, America's open. You come in and you get to stay.
Jonathan, how does she counter that? I mean, how can she offer some kind of solution that will make Americans feel that our borders actually are secure?
Well, I mean, a couple things. First of all, Donald Trump could not do anything to have less positive impact on his campaign than doing this today. I mean, if Hillary had a press conference to announce Bill as her husband, Chelsea as her daughter, it would be about as persuasive as what he's doing. This is not reaching out to anybody he doesn't already have, and frankly, it's kind of building a narrative that's working against him with a lot of people. Now, as it relates to the policy of the Obama administration, they've dramatically deported more people than the Bush administration. The Bush administration essentially fined almost no businesses for hiring illegals and having illegals on their payroll.
Okay, but you're going back to Bush.
Sure.
Let's stick with Hillary Clinton and her solution for dealing with this, because it kind of feels like her solution is we should just open up the borders and welcome more people in, John.
Well, I think she's already talked about what she's going to do, and I think she's been very clear about it the whole time. There's a huge contrast right now. You don't hear her doing a lot of immigration events. I don't think immigration is a deciding issue. I think it's a little bit of a divisive issue. She's focusing on some different things in the last 30 months or 30 days, and frankly, I just think from a policy standpoint, I think he's dumb and wrong. But from a political standpoint,
let's not be naive here. Mercedes, this is an issue, and one of the reasons it is such an issue is frankly because of terrorism. Terrorism is an issue, and terrorism gets right back to this open border issue and who's coming in, who's here. Do we even know who's here?
And can you remember, Trish, the story that just came out recently that the Department of Homeland Security granted citizenship to illegals many who came from terrorist countries? We are talking about a government bureaucracy that is archaic and an administration that has decided to basically be blindsided and not necessarily focus on enforcing the laws, pushing forward on sanctuary cities, and not getting rid of criminal aliens from this country. And that is one thing that Trump has said. His priority is secure the border and ensure that criminals who came here illegally are deported. That is the priority, and this is about prioritizing our immigration system.
As racist. John, I don't understand the logic between that somehow the left is painting that school of thought as being, discriminatory or racist when we're saying, look, anybody who can come here legally is welcome to do so.
Well, there are plenty of racist things he said that have nothing to do with immigration. I think the problem with what he's talking about in immigration is it's not a policy, it's a fantasy. The wall will never happen. It's not going to happen. And so I would love for him to articulate in great detail what he's going to do, how he's going to do that. And I think, frankly, going into the debate, he really should have a more substantive policy discussion of immigration. That might actually help him. This endorsement today does zero for his campaign.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens Sunday night. Thank you so much, Mercedes and John. Good to see you guys. I'm going to see you guys again in a little bit. So he's got an opportunity now. He needs to turn it around. Can he do it? Mercedes Schlapp, John Rowley, back with me. Mercedes, in some ways, someone needs to save him from himself there. No 3 a.m. tweets about a woman's weight.
I thought Melania was going to save him from the tweets, but that didn't work.
She's got to just take that phone and hide it under the pillow. But, that hasn't happened. But look, I think you know, for whatever reason, a lot of Americans are looking for an excuse not to vote for Hillary Clinton. They just don't like her for whatever reason. And as polarizing as he may be as well, they're looking for an excuse not to vote for her. So in some ways, he just kind of needs to show up and do a decent job. And I think he would actually gain some support, especially from independents. The question is, can he do it this time?
Look, you have two dynamics going on. Hillary Clinton wants a knockout punch this Sunday to keep her momentum going. I think for Donald Trump, it's really one of his last chances to make his case to the American people and really, in his own authentic self, speak from the heart and basically say, I'm your fighter. I'm with you. And I've got the plan for job creation and for national security and for safe communities and for these kitchen table issues that are incredibly important for families, but particularly for women. There are a lot of those college-educated women. I mean, I'm from Virginia. I'm one of those soccer moms. Talking to these ladies who basically say, I don't know, I don't like her, but my goodness, can his tone change? And that's going to be very important for Donald Trump to be able to come across with a calm temperament and with a clear vision for America.
John, is she going to needle him again? I mean, I suppose I would if I were her, right? Because all's fair in love, war, and politics.
He's got very thin skin. He's not that hard to needle. Hey, here is some brilliant debate prep advice for Donald Trump. Prepare. Do a policy briefing. Read up on the issues. Prepare some answers. Be ready for attacks. Give some thoughtful policy, step-by-step layout. This is what every advisor in the history of political debates has advised every candidate, Democrat and Republican. He doesn't have the impulse control, it appears, to sit down and prep like every candidate does.
But thank you very much. We'll see whether he can do it. Mercedes, thank you. A reminder, we're kicking it off 6 p.m. I'll be here, followed by Lou and Neil. Watch us.
This man creates software used by this bank to protect this customer who lives here and flies to Hong Kong to visit this company that makes smartphones used by this vice president, this little kid, oops, and this obstetrician who works across the street from this man who creates software. They all have insurance crafted personally for them, not just coverage, craftsmanship, not just insured, Chubb insured.
To rewrite the rules of performance, Audi engineers found an answer in a most unlikely place. The strong yet lightweight elephant skull. This is how an Audi earns its rings. Lightweight construction,